This was an English assignment that we had to write a soliloquy of Lady Macbeth in response to one that's in Macbeth. No copyright, nothing continued. Anyway.
What's this? Said my beloved Macbeth, who doth converse with himself this night. Wherefore, what conspiracies can ye not hatch before your own partner, in both unity and ghastly transgression? 'Tis hesitation that reaches my ear, from the mouth of the coward who bore the initial scheme. Oh, how bitter is this betrayal that Macbeth doth serve! Too bitter, I say. His words flow to mine ear, and leave a foul, pungent taste on my tongue. His treachery shall be met with my affectionate disdain, for he is as weak as a mewling kitten, hairless, limp-backed, and pathetic. Macbeth gives so much care to the grievances he may face. Does he not see that the reward outweighs the risk? In this moment, a once great and near-dead king blocks the path for one greater suited to fill the roads. If Macbeth sees this not, then he is but a fool, and a coward more loathsome and less desirable than slime and endured toad. With my fingers grasped tightly round the strings, Macbeth shall be a king who governs kings. First I must convince the recreant Macbeth that his indecision doth bode poorly for our plans, and is misplaced, lest I take up a blade of my own and do the deed myself. Such vilification in a male shall bring naught but disgrace to the very gender, and ruin a future which lay just beyond the reach of the desperate clutch of our fingers. O Macbeth, thou shalt not betray this plan, lest you wish to never see the morrow's light. It matters not that thou art my spouse. Betray me, and you shall face the wrath of all the darkness and the fury that I can muster from the shadows of my soul. Macbeth, my love, a man is not a man if he will not raise a blade against the obstacles that stand to divert him from the path to greatness. Macbeth is not a man. I, with my woman's bosom, am more man than the craven Macbeth. If I had been born of a manly species, long ago I would have won the favour of the king, only to strike out with a blade laid in my hands by the king himself. As these words slipped past my lips, I would slowly glide the blade between his ribs, and bite back my joyous mirth. I would slay the king, and take my rightful place in his robes. Macbeth is much like an infant, so very clear on the rights, wrongs, and fairness of the world, but dreadfully naive in his innocent thoughts. He is far too innocent to be of any use. The very thought of murder makes him shift like a guilty criminal. If I did not need Macbeth's regarded robes and nailed stature, I would send him to the afterlife as he slept, with a sword from his very hip. Then, in the very same moment, I would turn and plunge the bloody dagger into the heart of our treasured king. Mercy is a shield for the weak. I have no need for such a pitiable shield. Macbeth claims the world shall weep for the lost king, but no man can be the sole cause of all the rain in the world. And in what afterlife will we be judged? The very thought of murder condemns a man to the fiery pits of Satan. 'Tis far too late to turn our backs on these gory thoughts. That one's thought can never be forgotten. If hell should have our soul for these deeds, then why not our souls for these? If hell should have our soul for these thoughts, then why not our soul for these deeds? A thought will bring us nothing in life, but a deed will bring us to our end, or to majesty. And the wood-having cudgels of this life will haunt us undyingly, sticking in our minds until we reach an age when thought is unthinkable. What kind of coward thinks murder and simultaneously bows his head in fear of consequence? With tracks so easily covered, thoughts of murdered innocence will fade to the elation of a joy well done. I would easily slit the throat of my own child should it bring me such joy, or such leap towards power. This is not a job hastily done, then washed away without regret. Duncan is so very trusting, such a gullible man who would look up at me, leaning over him, knife in hand, and ask what my intentions were. Moreover, this ambition was not born without sight. It is Macbeth who makes it blind, cupping his hands before his eyes like a child. It is his own doing that may not see this deed to a means to an end. The death of the king makes way for things much greater. A puppet master and that puppet on the way to a still warm throne. I shall pray many a prayer for thy death, Duncan. May he die a swift and painful death, by thy own sword, Macbeth, or thou shalt incur my rage.
You're an awesome work on them.